Hello, boys and girls. Greg from the Scary Spirits Podcast, here to make you another cocktail. This week's cocktail is the Crocodile cocktail. And as always, is the featured cocktail in today's episode. We're going to start with our shaker of ice. To that, we're going to add 2 ounces of vodka. Not much vodka left, boys and girls. Next, mezcal or tequila, 1 ounce. One ounce of triple sec, Cointreau. And finally, lemon juice from the plastic lemon. We're going to need 2 ounces lemon juice. It's a lot of lemon. Just gonna say. Close enough. Then we're going to shake well for 10 to 15 seconds. Then we take our chilled cocktail glass and we strain. There you have it, the Crocodile. Woo! Very lemony, boys and girls. I'm glad I didn't have the full 2 ounces. There you have it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the podcast. See ya.
If you were looking to add comedy to your horror film, who better than Betty White to bring the humor? And that's just what she does in this week's movie on the Scary Spirits Podcast, 1999's Lake Placid. You're definitely going to want a pen and paper to write down the memorable quotes as you watch Betty's performance in this giant crocodile extravaganza. She really shines in a star-studded, very good cast. Of course, Greg is totally infatuated by Bridget Fonda's portrayal of a New York City paleontologist. But for me, it's Betty who steals the show and gives the film its R rating. R.I.P. Betty, you are a national treasure. Cheers!
Welcome to the Scary Spirits Podcast. Please be advised that the presenters may use adult language and/or discuss adult situations. This podcast is not intended for younger listeners or those that may be easily offended. So, if you're ready, let's go.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm Greg.
Hi, everyone. I'm Karen.
And welcome to the Scary Spirits Podcast, the podcast that combines the two very different but highly compatible worlds of scary films and alcoholic spirits.
What could possibly go wrong?
Indeed. How are you, Karen?
I'm feeling extra glowy today, Greg. I'm blinding him with
I
my
can tell. You're
glowy skin because I had a facial today. So I'm looking extra fine because my hair is sticking up in every direction and he's laughing at me. But ladies, you know, they put the headband on. It's the whole thing. And I forgot. So I'm looking extra fabulous. How about you, Greg? How you doing?
I'm fine, Karen. Except it was my first day back to work today, but because, we record this ahead of time, at least a couple days, boys and girls.
And that explains why you're not extra glowy.
And we'll see how it goes. Karen, was this film your choice?
It was.
Oh, thank God.
I'm not mad at it. I don't know what your problem is.
I don't have a problem.
Betty White is my spirit animal. I'm just going to say it.
Tell us, Karen, what film have you chosen for us this?
I have chosen, from 1999, Lake Placid.
Any reason you chose this film, Karen?
I do have a reason. Betty White, who stars, well, sort of stars in this movie. She's in this movie. Was born on January 17th.
She provides all the language warnings.
Yes, she does. And I loved every second of it. And this podcast, if you listen in order, comes out on the 14th. So we're honoring the lovable Betty White.
And how old would she be, Karen?
Well, she was born in 1922. So what's that, 102? No, 104.
104 years old, Karen. Look at you and your big brain.
Well, I was wrong first. So
no, but you quickly corrected. Do we have a cocktail to enjoy while viewing this Betty White film?
It is from makemeacocktail.com and it is called the Crocodile Cocktail.
Why would you call that the Crocodile, Karen? You have any idea why they call this cocktail the...
No idea. But it fits, so we're going with it. And it's pretty good. You're going to need 2 ounces of vodka, 1 ounce of mezcal, 1 ounce of triple sec, and 2 ounces of lemon juice. You're going to add all that to a cocktail shaker with ice, shake for 10 to 15 seconds, and strain into a chilled cocktail glass and serve.
Did you hear that, boys and girls? We have 2 ounces of lemon juice in this cocktail.
It's a nice pucker.
It's the only mixer in it. It's all alcohol but that, right?
Yeah. I guess I like a good pucker. Is it too strong for you, Greg?
Yes, it's a little too tart, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll add some ice and water it down because you're not supposed to add ice. You're strain it into a chilled cocktail glass.
I think it would be good if you added a little Sprite or 7-Up. Mixed it in there. Little sugar.
Even I would take some apple pucker, Karen.
No, but that's more pucker. So I was just thinking you could sweeten up. I don't mind the
pucker. It's the lemon.
Oh.
I don't know why it needs so much lemon, but
I don't know. Maybe
it's fine.
That's what makes it the Crocodile.
Well, should we give our friends and listeners time to make their own crocodile cocktail?
Yeah, now that you've made it sound
and maybe they could half the lemon dose or half the lemon. You've made it
so appetizing
and enjoy it.
They can't wait to run off and make it.
Hold on. And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Karen, might you have a brief synopsis for us of this film starring Betty White from way, way back in 1999? Oh, those were the days, Karen.
I do.
Go on. Tell us all a story.
When a mysterious creature violently kills a man in a Maine lake, Jack Wells, the local game warden, looks into the bizarre case along with Sheriff Hank Coe, I guess, and visiting paleontologist Kelly Scott. Looking for clues in a tooth that the beast left behind, Kelly and the others eventually locate the monster, a massive and vicious reptile eager to devour anything in its path. Can the crocodile-like creature be stopped?
Thank you, Karen. I think we are a match. All right, Karen, tell us everything you really enjoyed in this film.
I'm just going to put spoilers out there right away. This is my
Go on,
favorite
Karen.
kind of movie where the ending is
From the last few seconds of the film, I said, "Oh, Karen's gonna love this."
as soon as there were two crocodiles, which surprised me. I was not expecting two. They got me. There were two. I said, "Oh, there's babies," which is my favorite kind of sequel.
I think we should preface all of this with saying this is a horror comedy.
Yes.
Okay.
But it still was like, as soon as, I'm an animal lover. They're saving the big crocodile. And then the second one comes out of the water. And I was like, yes, there's going to be babies. And there are. And I was just like, oh, Mom and I would have loved that one, that ending. So now that I've spoiled the ending, I loved the ending. I loved Betty White.
Well, you didn't totally spoil it because there's a little more to it, I think.
But she was amazing. She made me laugh out loud, which I don't really do that often when watching the movies, but she's amazing. She just plays Betty White, I think. That's how you expect her to be.
I never heard Betty White talk like that on Password when I was growing up.
No. Watch her on Saturday Night Live or whatever. She's funny. There's some really beautiful scenic photography around the lake. Maine looks very beautiful. I'm sure they did some shots there. It's nice that, there's a female scientist. I like that. Acting's okay. There are a lot of famous people in this movie, and I don't really know why. Was it early in all their careers, or were they all desperate for parts? Or I saw that David E. Kelly wrote it.
Late, maybe. So.
Maybe, I don't know. Well, some of them it's early because they're young. I don't know. I mean, it's fine. I enjoyed it, but I enjoy these kind of movies. So if you don't like this genre of, crocodiles gone mad or something, you're not going to like it very much, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I loved it. What did you like about it, Greg?
Karen, I really like this film as well.
Oh, that surprises me, but okay.
So first thing I wrote is Bridget Fonda.
She's a cutie. You forget that how.
Oh my God. I did not. I had a thing for Bridget Fonda back in the 90s.
Oh, well, makes sense.
I'm shocked I did not see this. But then I looked at her filmography, and this was late in her career. She retired from film pretty early, but this was late. It's funny. It's funny horror done well.
It's very entertaining.
Yeah. Horror comedy done well. Betty White, you're right. It was great. And I wrote the crocodile's pretty damn good too.
It is. It is, right?
The effects are pretty good.
Yeah.
This. I mean, your severed heads are your severed heads.
Well, yeah.
It's a little better than last week's from, 19.
The crocodile is good though.
Plague of the Zombies. Crocodile is very good. Yeah. That's all I wrote down. But I knew, oh my God, as soon as I saw the ending, I'm like, oh, sequel potential. I'm going to hear that when we talk about it.
Right up front.
But you didn't say that. I just did.
Well, yes, but it's my favorite kind of sequel potential. There's babies.
Yeah, and Betty White, she goes out to the end of the dock. I'm just spoiling it too, boys and girls. Sits on the end of the dock, puts her feet in the water, and I'm like, nah, she's probably gonna be okay. And then little tiny crocodiles swim up as she's throwing breadcrumbs to them.
She's like, nibble nibble mommy's toes.
It's pretty good. The acting is well done too. I mean, they're all you will recognize pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
That's a major character. So, and plus Bridget Fonda.
Double bonus points.
But not near enough, Karen. Not near enough of her.
That's true.
So many opportunities, too. All right, Karen. Was there anything you did not particularly enjoy in this film from 1999?
Well, I think it's probably done on purpose, but the characters are very one-dimensional. Like, it's done to the extreme to make sure that everyone knows that the Bridget Fonda character is a city girl. And, and the rich guy is the party boy. And, it's just kind of funny in that they are so strictly one-dimensional. But again, I think it's on purpose. So I would have liked to have a little bit more backstory on the crocodile. Usually it's like dumping radiation in the lake or...
We got a lot of back. We got more than I thought we would in this crocodile.
We don't know why it was there. Like, why is it there?
We know it's been there for a long time.
Well, yes, but I'm saying it just showed up one day. But I'm like, usually there's some evil corporation dumping radioactivity.
No, or someone
like,
had one as a pet and flushed it down the toilet. That's the more likely explanation.
Something like that, but we don't really get a good
Did anyone
backstory.
say anything like that?
He did, but he was joking because they were saying someone flushed it down the toilet in Asia.
Yeah, no, not there, but in New York or
well,
whatever.
I would have liked more of a reason, but whatever. Other than that, I didn't really write anything down. I thought the dynamics between the characters was pretty good. It's Bridget Fonda, as cute as she is.
Oh, she's gorgeous, Karen.
Plays the same character, kind of, as I've seen her before. Bill Pullman.
I've seen her in, do you see?
Single white female.
Or after that, Point of No Return.
No, I have not seen that.
Oh, she's terrific in that.
Okay. All right. Well, we won't go any further but I just felt like Bridget Fonda. Okay, I'm not going to, except for Bridget Fonda. Bill Pullman, and what's the rich guy?
He's very good too, I think.
But he plays that same character.
Yeah, he does.
He's good, but I've seen that.
Well.
Yes, but I've seen that before. And who's the rich guy? Who's that?
Hector.
Yeah, that actor I've seen. I know they play other things too, but it seemed like I'd seen the characters before. That's all. But again, they were good, so I don't really want to say it's something I didn't like. It's
Oliver Platt.
Yes.
Yes.
It's just something I've seen before. That's all.
Wow, he's in Flatliners and The Time to Kill, Three Musketeers, Lake Placid. I recognized him. Didn't know exactly where from, but I feel like he's like a guy been in a lot of films as a character actor, probably.
Yeah. Mariska Hargitay's in it.
For like a minute.
Yeah, but you recognize her, and the other deputy is the what's her name from Lost?
For a minute.
She has lines.
Yeah, I just called her Deputy Sharon. She's the female deputy.
Yeah, can you see what her name is?
Meredith Salinger.
Oh, then I thought it was someone else.
Yeah, I'm not seeing.
I thought it was the girl
from.
I thought she was in Lost, but I confused her.
Lost, so I don't.
I didn't really either, but she got famous from that. But it's the wrong person, so it doesn't matter. She's obviously a character actor, so I didn't. I thought she was somebody different. Greg, is there anything you didn't like about the movie?
The only thing I wrote down is, maybe because it was fresh in my mind from The Plague of the Zombies, was the night filter they used. They haven't got it right
really?
yet. In 1999, 33 years later, they still don't have it right from 1966. Like when they're at a campsite and it's nighttime, I guess, because everybody's partying, there's still an upshot where you see a blue sky and white clouds.
Mm-hmm. I didn't notice. Yeah.
A bluish filter. So that's really the only thing I wrote down. Except, there could have been more opportunities to see more of Bridget Fonda. But she's classy, so I get it. That's it.
Okay.
All right, Karen. Apparently, I liked it more than you did. What kind of
Oh,
cocktail
no.
rating?
No, you like Bridget Fonda more than I do. That's about it. I think it's a strong 3.
Sometimes that's all it takes, Karen.
Yes. It's the
Three
little
cocktails.
things. Yeah, it's funny and it's good, but it's not a 2.
Well,
It's
I
a
might argue a 2 just for the Bridget Fonda factor.
see, that just bumps us up.
No,
It's
I'm okay with
definitely
a 3. It's a
it's a
3.
3. Yeah, it's good though.
It's good as long as you know it's a horror comedy, and we're telling you it's a horror comedy, boys and girls. Going in, you'll probably enjoy it.
And have a notebook ready because I think that I'm going to use some of Betty White's lines.
I thought you were going to say you could write an English paper or
No,
something. Okay.
there's at least one quote that I know I'm going to use.
Yeah, 3 cocktails.
Do you have a review from the time?
I do, Karen.
Uh-oh.
Would you like to hear it?
Is it all about Bridget Fonda?
I haven't read it yet, but
Oh, well, that's nice to let slip
We'll
out for
see.
all our listeners.
I haven't read it yet. I don't want to, prejudge. I'm just going in blind, Karen.
Fair enough. What do you got?
Well, first I have to tell you this has a 5.8 approval rating on IMDb. 5.8. You're making that note, 5.8.
Yeah.
A 47% approval rating
Aw.
on Rotten Tomatoes.
Google's going to come through with an
What's the Google rating?
86.
73, Karen. 73. You're a little high. Little high.
Well, I put that Bridget Fonda bump in there, and I should have.
I'm sorry. I swayed you.
You swayed me.
I'd have given it that just for the Bridget Fonda factor. Review I have is from the New York Times.
Oh, fancy.
I know, a very fancy publication, which I guess they still publish daily and you can get delivered to your home. Except for Saturday. And it's dated July 16th, 1999. Like the day it came out, or more or less, right? 2 days after. And it's from a writer named Janet Maslin. Part of the reason I chose this is because it's from a female writer. I had a Roger Ebert, but I'm like, no, I'm going with the female writer.
Oh, look at that.
I know, look at me. I'm so sensitive. All right.
So progressive.
Getting in touch with my feminine side. Despite the DOA nature of its genre, its satires, the demon crocodile movie Lake Placid finds a good deal to work with in newly reptile-plagued Maine. As written by David E. Kelly with tongue firmly in cheek. And I think he's written a lot of TV things too, because I recognize that name. It provides a good cast with the challenge of keeping straight faces. So Bridget Fonda plays the tick-hating paleontologist who is
The what?
Tick-hating.
Oh, tick-hating. Okay.
Tick-hating paleontologist. I mean, the hard word there was paleontologist, Karen, and you're asking me about tick-hating.
Well, I thought you said something else. That's why I wanted to clarify. Because I was like, oh, I didn't get that. Okay.
Who is sent from a New York museum to investigate a strange, recent discovered artifact. And the splendid Irish actor Brendan Gleeson, star of The General, affects the accent to play the local sheriff who greets her. The sheriff was good. I liked him.
Mm-hmm.
They call it Lake Placid, he says, while giving her a tour, but somebody said the name was taken. So no matter, this is a movie that begins with a swimmer suddenly savaged by an underwater monster while the sheriff eats a Twinkie, and Jaws was taken too. The tooth turns out to be prehistoric. Evidently it's nothing, some sage decides. Still, on the chance that it may lead to a 30-foot-long, tail-snapping brute designed by Stan Winston, I made a note of that in the credits, a group of usual suspects gathers at the lake. Bill Pullman is on hand as the obligatory stern local hunk. Is that what he plays, Karen? The obligatory stern local hunk?
Yeah, it doesn't do it for me. No Bridget Fonda.
With comic relief built in. And Oliver Platt turns up as the wisecracking, eccentric mythology professor of whom it is said reverently, he also treks the world to swim with crocodile. While filming this flamboyant entrance, his character looks at Miss Fonda and exclaims, "Oh, the earth is round, and so should you be." Later on, he manages to bring up ancient Melanesia while discussing crocodile lore. The dialogue can be delicious. And then he says, Pullman, any recent bear attacks? Gleason, the sheriff. This was no bear. Bears don't attack people underwater. And the horror effects can be divinely cheesy, like the presumed underwater sprinkler hose whose churning effect is described as scared perch. I thought that was a pretty good effect.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, Janet, relax. Trouble is, while not trading quips, the characters actually go through the motions of being scared of the croc, menaced by the croc, and so on. And since even the gator horror satire is old hat, remember Alligator? I never saw it, so no, I don't, Janet. There's no remaining way to make this interesting. It doesn't help that the director, Stephen Miner, makes murky underwater shots in the main lake suggest the New York City sewer system. And that's something I should say that was a problem. It kind of changed. Like it would be murky 1 minute, and then the next would be clear. And it'd be murky, and then it'd be clear.
It was mostly murky, though. Wasn't clear a lot.
But you could tell when they were like in a controlled area in a tank. There's some moderate gore here, most of it jokey. Is this the man who was killed? Platt asks, wielding a severed toe.
Yeah.
Gleason replies, he looked taller. And there's also Betty White on hand to play the crocodile's best human friend. Her character's foul-mouthed dialogue is funny for its incongruity, less so for its real purpose. Yeah, maybe. But who cares?
It's still funny.
It's still funny. Lake Placid could easily be made as a PG-13 movie or perhaps even PG. I agree with that. But the better to tempt teenage audiences, it talks its way into an R. It's just Betty White that gives it the R. Her and her foul mouth.
We liked it more than she did.
Let me just skim Roger for a moment. I'll just read his last paragraph. Yeah, he doesn't like it either. Apparently from his last paragraph, I think he feels sorry for everyone who was acting in it. Maybe the numbers will bump up, Karen, after this episode for the Google users.
Well, they're probably way more sophisticated than I am, so it doesn't take a lot to entertain me, obviously.
But are they drinking a crocodile cocktail while
That's probably the
film?
problem. Yeah, that's probably their problem.
God, people, what are you doing out there?
Relax and laugh. It's funny.
All right, Karen, before we get into Lake Placid, scene by scene. Oh, is it my turn to talk about what we're doing next week?
Yeah, try to top this one, Greg. What do you got?
Karen, the film I've chosen is not a Hammer production.
What? Why not?
But it does star a Hammer glamour girl. Because her birthday, Karen, is January 19th.
Who is
and
it?
Of course, I know that you know that I'm referring to Hammer glamour girl, Linda Hayden.
No, Linda Hayden. So she moved out. Is this before she was a Hammer glamour girl, or did she move on from Hammer?
I don't know, Karen. Don't complicate it.
All right. What's your film, Greg?
A film from 1971. So this is probably past Hammer's glory days. But I think you'll agree from the title. You'll know that this is going to be awesome. Film was called The Blood on Satan's Claw.
Wow.
I know, right? I can't. Are you going to watch it tonight?
What could possibly be wrong with that? That has all the good words in it there.
I can't
Do you have a
wait to
drink?
watch it.
I can't wait to see what drink you have.
The drink I have is called the Winter Sour.
Well, that was anticlimactic. I was waiting for something. Okay, what do we need?
Well, the first thing we're going to need, Karen, because we're celebrating Linda Hayden's birthday.
Oh, okay.
2 parts Basil Hayden straight bourbon whiskey.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
So whatever part you decide, Karen, 1 ounce, 2 ounces, whatever, quart. If you're making a punch. 1 part fresh lemon juice. Shit, I used all the lemon in this drink. God damn, so much lemon in this cocktail, Karen. 3/4 part simple syrup, 1/2 part dry red wine, Merlot or Cabernet recommended.
What?
Yeah. And 1 part lemon peel for garnish if you so desire.
You're fancy.
We're going to add the Basil Hayden bourbon, lemon juice, and simple syrup to a shaker with ice. And then we're going to shake, Karen. Like they need to tell us what to do once we have a shaker with ice. Then we're going to strain into a coupe glass over 1 large ice cube, Karen. So one of them big bourbon ice cubes.
Ah,
I know you know how to make.
well, I'll have to because my ice maker's still broken.
Then we're going to slowly pour the red wine over the back of a bar spoon so that the wine floats on top of the drink. It's very fancy. The winter sour.
It might look a little like blood too. So there you go. On the top and drip down. I can never do that, but I can see how it would be
It's an audio
horror-esque.
podcast. You can fake it.
It's true. But I've admitted many times that I am a failure at that.
All right, Karen, are you ready to get into Lake Placid scene by scene?
I am. Let's go.
My crocodile's almost gone.
It's amazing.
It is very hot down here. I'm sure it's evaporating quickly.
Yes.
Lake Placid from 1999. Where did you watch this film, Karen?
I actually watched it on archive.org.
Wow.
And it had previews because it was just the copy of a VCR.
Previews from 1999?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was,
cool. What was the
from
previews? I'm like
The
really
Beach.
interested in that.
With Leonardo DiCaprio, The Beach.
Don't know that one.
Entrapment with Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Well, I don't know it, but
You know
if
parts
it's
of
got
it.
Sean Connery, it's got to be good.
And Midsummer Night's Dream, I think, with Kevin Kline and Michelle
I
Pfeiffer.
don't care about that.
So not horror,
I don't
but
care about any of those.
I think you would like Entrapment if you watched it.
I might have seen it because it's got Sean Connery.
All right, let's go. So where did you watch it?
I watched it on Amazon Prime, Karen. So I paid it was on sale for like $3.69 instead of $3.99 or whatever it was. I don't know. It was like 20 cents off, whatever the regular price was. But on Amazon Prime, it's rated R for flashing lights, violence, frightening scenes, foul language, and sexual content. Not enough.
Enough.
Karen.
Not any, really.
Well, there were sexual innuendos.
Innuendo, but there's no content.
But if you're 9 years old, do you really know? Maybe
Okay.
you do now. I don't know. Credits. First thing I wrote is Stan Winston. He made the Crocodile, and that is probably why it is so fantastic. He was in charge of effects. He is the man, Karen, when it comes to effects, if you don't know.
I do now.
Then we're like underwater, and I wrote, there's logs underwater. And I'm like, is this an old dock? Because they look like logs in a dock. And I thought it would come back later, like this was some old ancient dock that whatever, but it never came back. So
No, but that's like drone view. Well, they don't have drones then, I don't think. But
it was underwater.
we started out above and then we went underneath and all that stuff.
And we learned that they're tagging beavers, Karen.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what they were doing, but that's what they're doing.
He says we're tagging beavers.
I missed it though. But I could tell once they were in the water, they were doing something with the beavers because he goes up into the beaver dam.
Yeah, so a guy named Walt dives under the water. Sheriff stays up on the boat eating a Twinkie.
Or two. And what song is playing on the radio?
Shit, I don't know, Karen. What song is playing on the radio?
I Think I Love You by the Partridge Family was playing on the radio, which was a massive 1970 hit written by Tony Romeo featuring David Cassidy lead vocals and Shirley Jones backing vocals. The only cast members on the record, hitting #1 on the Billboard for 3 weeks, selling millions, and launching the TV show. So it came out right around the start of the TV show in August 1970, coinciding with the TV show's debut.
This film didn't come out. This film came out in 1999.
I know, but is it supposed to be set back in that time? Because later we have a Tom Jones song from the 1960s. But
It looks pretty modern for that.
so they listen to classics. Those are even classics for me. But
Probably because they're free.
maybe. I just thought it was funny.
But as you were saying that, I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I remember that. I had a Partridge Family album.
I think we did too.
And I'm pretty sure I don't have it anymore. I was just thinking back, and because I have all my albums, my vinyl in a box, all alphabetized and whatever.
Of course you do.
Sleeves and whatnot. And I'm like, shit, where's my Partridge Family album?
Don't you
I
think
bet
that
we sold that fucking thing at a garage sale, Karen?
I bet you did. I think
Back
as
in
soon
the
as you
fucking
get once you get a Kiss album, I think you have to get rid of your Partridge
Oh
Family
my
album.
God.
Pretty sure that's how it works.
Karen, don't even get me started. All right.
Don't start me or I will freaking buy you a Partridge Family album. Okay, let's go.
Hello, boys and girls. Karen and I hope you are enjoying the podcast. You know what I think can make your listening experience even better? A delicious themed adult beverage. You can find all our drink recipes on our website, scaryspirits.com, in the recipe den. Tune in every Wednesday and join us for a drink. Now, back to the show.
So Walt dives down and goes into the beaver dam, apparently, because he finds some air pocket.
Yeah.
And then I wrote there's a beaver jump scare.
There's a fish and a beaver jump scare.
Oh my God, I love every beaver jump scare I ever see on film. But then something pulls Walt down, Karen. I wrote, it's very Jaws-esque, even with the music.
Yeah, it is.
Music is good in this, but it kind of rips off Jaws. Drags Walt through the lake, Karen, just like they did poor whatever her name was in Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
Scuba tank eventually surfaces, and then Walt grabs onto the boat. Sheriff pulls him up, but wow, his bottom half is gone.
It's only half a Walt.
He gone, Karen, I wrote.
Yeah, right in the beginning.
And then we cut to New York City. And every time I see these old shots of New York Cities, the first thing that jumps out at me is what, Karen?
I don't even want to say it.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is 1999. This isn't...
No, but they can't go and take it all out, so...
No, I know, but...
It is a little heart-wrenching.
Yeah. But it always jumps out at you. But who we learn is Kelly, played by Bridget Fonda, gets dumped by Kevin, who I don't even know who that guy dude is.
And she's devastated. She's a paleontologist working on... She's like dusting a dinosaur bone or something. And then, just so you know, as I'm sure you do, because you know all things about Bridget Fonda, but paleontologists study ancient life using fossils, bones, shells, tracks, pollen, preserved in rocks.
I used to want to be a paleontologist, Karen.
Doesn't everyone when they first see dinosaurs? Blending biology, geology, and chemistry to understand evolution, past climates, and ecosystems, not just dinosaurs, but microbes to mammals.
Yeah, they tried to bring ecosystems into this later, but
Yeah. So just out of curiosity, I looked it up, and this is very limited research. What percentage of paleontologists do you think are women?
I'm going to say 33.33%, Karen.
Give or take.
Yeah, give or take.
20 to 25%
Yeah.
of established paleontologists, curators, and faculty. Though it says that
Come on, women.
Suggests a slight increase. Well, the thing is, you can say, come on, women, but women who study paleontologists, there's a 52% of the classes are women, but only 20 to 25% of the women make it to the higher up level of paleontologist. Don't start me.
I'm not Karen, and
But and then she's kind of hyperventilating, and her friend comes in.
did I say she gets dumped by
Yeah,
Kevin? Okay.
yeah.
But then we cut to Jack Wells coming in to investigate the lake. Bill Pullman, Jack Wells. Then Kevin sends Kelly to Maine because she is a paleontologist, and they discovered a tooth which might be prehistoric.
Yeah, in the dead guy. And basically, Kelly figures out that because Kevin is having an affair with another coworker who is also her friend, that they want her to leave for a while to let things cool off.
Well, that's what she thinks.
Well, she repeats multiple times that they don't go off and do field work. She's not a field work scientist.
But we find out she loves it, Karen.
Yes, later.
But
yeah.
she says she ain't going to Maine. You can't make me go.
I'm not going.
Then we cut to Kelly flying into Maine.
Yes, in a teeny tiny little plane.
And she's talking to the sheriff. Kelly looks at the tooth. She examines the body. Then she says she wants to see the body, and that's a little bit of a shock for her.
Well, she's a city girl.
But she does pretty well, I think. That's quite a shock.
Yeah, considering what it looked like. But she
then-
wants to look under the microscope
She's
at
very
the tooth.
professional. She wants to go see the lake, too. And she does look at the tooth under the microscope. So then they get to the lake, and Kelly meets Jack.
Well, the sheriff does tell her nobody lives within 25 miles of it except some old couple. So no one lives on the lake but the old couple. And sometimes teenagers go there to skinny dip. And I said, oh, maybe we're going to see naked teenagers. But no.
Is that what you want, Karen? Naked
No, but I just thought, that would be the nudity or whatever. But no
sexual
naked,
content?
yes, no
No.
naked teenager.
No, nothing. So then Kelly meets Jack. They butt heads a little bit.
Yeah, she doesn't like bugs, and she's spraying the bug spray, and she's from the city, and oh, you don't like me because I have good hygiene, like like.
He's from
So, yeah.
Maine Fish and Game or whatever.
And
Kelly,
the sheriff says she's rude and sarcastic. She's just you guys should get along fine or something.
Kelly, Jack, and the sheriff go out into the lake. And then they interview Betty White, who is Mrs. Bickerman. And she says that she killed her husband.
Yep, just says, well, I know when he
Great
died.
story.
I killed him.
Hit him in the head with a skillet.
She basically implies that her husband had dementia and told her to put him out of his misery.
Yeah, Mrs. Dolores Bickerman. And basically implies that she don't give a fuck.
Right.
All right.
She says, don't believe me? Go dig him up.
Send them back out on the lake. And they pull a moose head into the boat, Karen.
Yeah, and they're in a very small. Wait, is this when they're in?
It's like a small bass boat. Karen.
Okay, but I would have wanted a bigger boat. But that's just me.
Jack and Kelly butt heads some more. Then a helicopter arrives, and Kelly is upset because she knows it's Hector, and he likes to swim with crocodiles, so you must believe there's a crocodile here.
Yes, and he's a rich mythology professor.
And apparently crocodiles are migrating north, Karen. I don't know why they would. That seems counterproductive to me.
Well, he says this lake does connect to the ocean, which I'm like, what? But whatever. Okay.
Out on the lake again, Hector uses sonar, and the bait fish go crazy. And it looks really good. So she's saying
I
that's
thought
a
they said it was
sprinkler
the
thing?
Was it? I thought they said the perch.
Well, yeah, it's bait fish.
Oh, because they're going crazy. Yeah, I liked it. I
did too. But what'd she call it in our review here?
something about a sprinkler or something. They're in canoes though. This is where they're in canoes. Where I'm like, if you think they're crocodiles, you would not get me in a canoe. I would want to be in a big boat.
Yeah. Something knocks the canoe over. And we don't really see what knocks the canoe over. It just goes flying.
Yeah, he does say so. Hector's a crocodile expert, and they were talking about how can they be this far north, and he says they could survive as long as their nostrils don't freeze. which I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, they're out there in canoes, and one of the canoes flips. Bridget Fonda's canoe. So Kelly and the sheriff, I think, flip, right?
Then we learn U.S. Fish and Wildlife won't send someone out, but then they find a human toe on the shore, and then there's talk about the ecosystem, science talk. Karen, I don't know, ecosystem.
Well, the Hector does say it's been regurgitated. Oh, yeah, they talk about the keystone species. A keystone species is an organism that has a disproportionately large impact on the ecosystem structure and function relative to its abundance, acting like the central stone in an arc that holds everything together. Its removal causes dramatic shifts in the community, often leading to biodiversity loss, with examples including predators like wolves, engineers like beavers, and pollinators like bees, and even plants that provide critical foods and shelter, maintaining ecosystem health and stability. So if you take one out, like if you take it out or you add it, it changes everything.
Then apparently we have a party at the campsite, Karen,
Yeah, because, Hector's a
and
party boy.
we're listening to Tom Jones. I think it's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
Yes, which was a breakthrough hit for Tom Jones in 1965.
Tom Jones was the man.
Originally written for Sandy Shaw, who passed on it after hearing Jones's demo, recommending that he release it himself. It became Jones's signature tune, propelled by his powerful voice and a notable session appearance by future Elton John on keyboards. Despite initial BBC refusal due to its sexy image, eventually hitting number 1 in the UK and number 10 in the US. Only number 10 here. It's fun.
And right here I wrote, I think it's supposed to be night.
But they're dancing.
Filter's not great. 30 years later. And I wrote, Hector's having a party. And then we see Kelly. I guess she and Jack are sitting at the edge of the lake, and she's talking about skipping stones in the lake, Karen, and tells Jack why she's at Maine. And it's all about her boss and her friend. They sent her away so they could have their little love connection. Her ex-boyfriend and her friend are hooked up, and they sent her away.
There's also a couple deputies digging holes for traps.
Sheriff leaves his tent. He has to relieve himself.
Well, the sheriff shuts down the party, tells everybody to go to their tents. He asks Hector, why are you digging the holes? And he says that crocodiles will come on land, so they want to have traps ready. He says they're attracted to noise, and they're having this big party. It was funny.
Sheriff goes out to relieve himself in the middle of the night, and he hears sounds from the woods, and he pulls his firearm from his undergarments.
Yes, as you do.
As you do. And he finds Hector making a spring trap. Next thing I wrote is the whole campsite wakes up. Jack tells Hector if he interferes, he's gone. Kelly tells the others that Hector thinks crocodiles are godly. Hector is a mythology professor. And then I wrote Sheriff falls into one of the traps. Comic relief.
Well, she says that Hector thinks that crocodiles are godly. They're deified in Egypt, Australia, Asia, and going back in histories. Crocodiles have been divine conduits. And then as the sheriff falls in the hole, she turns and says, and he's also a good trapper, which was funny.
Next day, they're out on the water making hatchling noises to lure the crocodiles. They have a speaker making hatchling noises.
Who knew how close they were to the actual truth with that?
Jack and Hector dive into the lake. And next thing I wrote is, they see an animal carcass, question mark?
I think it's either a cow. It's something with hooves. I couldn't tell what it was. The cow or the moose. Yes.
Because they're evil. Jack sees something in the water and swims over to investigate. Something pulls the anchor line of the boat. Kelly falls into the water, as she does many times in this film.
Yes, she falls over a lot.
No wet t-shirts, though, boys and girls. Sheriff tries to start the motor of the boat. Bait fish go crazy again, Karen. The underwater sprinkler, I guess. Boat motor eventually starts.
Yes, it's very dramatic.
The sheriff goes over and picks up Kelly. Jack surfaces and they pull him up. They look for Hector, but then they see him and pull him up.
Yeah, it takes him a while to surface.
So they pull up the speaker, broadcasting what did I say they were?
The hatchling noises,
Hatchling
distress,
noises.
in distress.
And then something comes out of the water, Karen, and decapitates the cop, pulling it
Yes.
up. It's all very quick, though. You don't see much of anything. Every time there's something big like this, you don't see anything.
It's very quick, yes. But it's
Back to the-
dramatic.
Back at the campsite, I wrote Kelly's in shock.
Yeah.
Nobody saw anything. Hector consoles the sheriff. Hector talks about a dream he had that he was headless.
Yeah. And it goes on for quite a while.
I know. I wasn't sure where that was going for a minute, but
Yeah.
okay. So then the sheriff doesn't want to talk to him and gets caught in another one of his traps. So this is all comic relief right here. Sheriff chases after Hector. Grizzly bear runs into camp, and then a crocodile jumps out of the water and grabs the grizzly bear.
Yes.
This
So
is
now
the
they've
first
all
time
seen it.
Everyone has seen it. I'm like, oh shit, this is a crocodile
Yes.
of prehistoric size. They argue about whether the crocodile should be killed, because, that's what you do, Karen. Hector and the sheriff butt heads.
Well, they also called it an Asian Pacific crocodile, which
They did.
generally
Tell us about the Asian Pacific
Well,
crocodile.
it generally refers to the massive saltwater crocodile, the world's largest reptile found from India across Southeast Asia to Australia, thriving in saltwater and freshwater. So there you go.
And then Hector says something about he knows karate, and Sheriff punches him right in the fucking mouth.
He goes, yes, hit me, and he does. Pummels
That
him.
was great.
And he says, well, in karate, don't they say go? He wasn't ready.
We see Jack has a wound on his arm. I don't know where he got it. From the grizzly bear, maybe? Because that's the only thing that's happened. But Kelly bandages him up, Karen.
Yes, very tender.
Yes. Jack asks Kelly if she's having the time of her life, and she admits that she is, Karen.
Even with all the decapitations, and she's never been a part of the adventure, she says.
And we see Sheriff and Hector watching videos of crocodiles eating water buffaloes, I wrote.
Yes, they're bonding, even though they don't like each other.
Next day, a helicopter takes off. On the shore, they find large prints. And we see Hector flying the helicopter, and he lands in a cove where he thinks the alligator lives with the lovely Deputy Sharon.
Yeah, they're making a mold of the print, right?
Jack and Kelly take a plaster cast of the print.
Yes, there
Kelly
you go.
walks on a limb, and a head springs out. Decapitated head. And
Yes,
a
so
snake
there's
comes out of its mouth, the guy's
just
mouth.
for extra oomph.
And then they all watch as Betty White feeds an alligator a cow.
So they're kind of sort of close
Betty
to
White
the homes.
is leading a cow blindfolded into the lake to feed the fucking alligator. Right or wrong, Karen?
That's what was there, yes.
All right.
And she yells, come and get it. And it does.
So then they go question Betty White, and she admits she has been feeding the crocodiles for 6 years.
She hasn't broken any laws, she says.
And the crocodile killed her husband. It was trying to eat a
she
horse,
says.
and he was trying to save it.
Yeah, save the horse. And she says Bernie was off fishing one night and it followed him home, and it's been kind of like a pet that lives in the wild. She doesn't know how it arrived.
She's like a crazy cat lady, Karen. How did you
And
know
they,
it
then
arrived,
they,
Karen?
and then they ask if she fed Bernie, her husband, to the crocodile. And here's where she says, and I quote, "If I had a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it." I was like, highlight. This is one's going to come out in the future. Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm saving that quote. It says, I love Betty White. And then she does explain how the crocodile did actually kill her husband. Like you said, a horse got away and he tried to save the horse and the crocodile ate him.
Then we cut to Deputy Sharon trying to stop Hector from going into the water.
He's flown the helicopter to the cove where he thinks the crocodile lives. And she's not into it. She thought they were just doing a sightseeing of the lake or something, and she's freaking out that he's landed it and is going in.
But she offers to have sex with him, Karen.
If he won't go in the water, but he chooses the water.
Fool. Sheriff places Betty White under house arrest. Deputy Sharon calls the sheriff, tells him that Hector went swimming. She stands on the pontoon of the helicopter.
Yeah, she's radioing them saying he went swimming.
Hector surfaces, Crocodile right behind him. Deputy Sharon starts the helicopter. Hector inflates a life raft. He does something here. He pulls something.
Yeah, it's a life raft so he can distract the crocodile and climb into the helicopter. He
But
also drops his tank. Yeah.
Crocodile does grab the helicopter next, and Deputy Sharon shoots at it and they fly away. Next thing I wrote is Jack chastising Hector.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
Hector tells Kelly he won't go back in the water. He promises, Karen. I promise. But they can't let them kill it. So Hector knows that Kelly's probably on his side because she's, a scientist like him.
He does mention that in ancient cultures, people convicted of crimes would be thrown to the crocodiles, and the crocodiles would decide if they were guilty or not. And he's been in the water a lot. And somewhere she says he's swum with all these crocodiles and he's never gotten hurt. And he said he can tell by looking in their eyes that they're not going to hurt him or something. That's weird, but...
Then we learned the Florida game are coming and everyone's breaking camp because once the Florida game comes, hey, we're out. They're in charge because it's Florida game.
We don't have to worry about it anymore. So they only have a limited amount of time because once Florida game gets there, they'll kill the crocodile. So they're trying to save it.
Well, some of them are. Hector wants to trap it. And then they decide they're going to try to lure it onto land and then pump it full of drugs, Karen.
Which Hector happens to have.
They take one of Betty White's cows and hang it from the helicopter. They're going to try to lure the crocodile onto land, catch it, and drug it. They dangle the cow into the water and prepare the net on shore. Cow ain't happy about being in the fucking water, Karen. I'm just saying.
Or flown over it. No.
They can say no animals were harmed, but no, that cow was traumatized being in the fucking water up to its elbows.
Yeah. Maybe they're going to drop me, or maybe they're not. I'm just hanging here, waiting my fate.
Let me see Betty White having tea with a deputy. Nighttime, I think, because there's a blue filter. They decide to pull the cow up. Oh, this is really dark here. Hector sees something on radar. A crocodile is coming. Jack tells people with tranquilizer guns to aim at the sides and the stomach of the crocodile because the darts cannot pierce the back of the crocodile and its scales. Crocodile follows the cow to shore. Crocodile lunges. They shoot it with the dart. Hector loses control of the helicopter and crashes into the lake. Jack tells everyone to drop the tranquilizer guns and use their rifles. It's all over now, Karen.
Well, and once Hector goes into the lake, the sheriff actually runs into the water, worried about him. So they actually do like each other.
Hector exits the helicopter. Crocodile rises from the water, and Hector falls in. Hector back on the helicopter. Crocodile lunges to shore. They try to go get away in a pickup truck. Kelly falls off. Kelly falls off a lot.
Yes.
Overturned a lot.
Yes, she does.
But, she's Bridget Fonda. She can do what she wants. They exit the truck and shoot the crocodile. Crocodile whips Kelly with its tail, and she gets thrown to the bank, apparently.
Into the water, yeah.
Hector tells Kelly to swim to him because he's out in the lagoon in the helicopter. Jack tells the sheriff to shoot it, but he doesn't have a good shot. Hector tells Kelly to go underwater.
Which she does with her eyeballs open, and she can't see shit in there, but okay. And then she gets stuck.
She's a good swimmer, though.
She's graceful and lovely when she swims, Greg.
She is, Karen. She outmaneuvers. Don't be jealous. She outmaneuvers the crocodile, but gets her foot caught in some seaweed or some shit. Crocodile comes at her and bites the tree stump she is hiding behind, thus freeing her. as he shakes it, and she frees her foot, as you do. Kelly swims to the helicopter. Crocodile jumps into the helicopter. Hector and Kelly swim to shore. Sheriff goes to shoot the crocodile, but Hector stops him. Hector tells him the crocodile was trapped. They trapped him. They succeeded. Hey, we did it.
We trapped him. I thought they were going to get, there's a little bit of electric sparks going. I thought, oh, he's going to get electrocuted, but no, he's stuck.
And then obviously the drugs start kicking in.
Yes. He's got nothing left, I wrote.
Crocodile's all cool. He don't give a shit about nothing, Karen.
Yeah, he got the good stuff.
As you do. He's subdued.
Usually when you get tranquilized, yeah, you don't really care.
You take the edge off. That takes the edge off, does it? Tranquilized?
I would imagine so.
Jack tells Sheriff to shoot it. Hector and Kelly plead with him not to kill it. Jack shoots a tranquilizer into it. He grabs a rifle and we think he's going to shoot it, but no, he just shoots it in the jaw with a tranquilizer.
And then he winks at Kelly.
And then another crocodile comes out of the water, Karen.
Yes. I was like, yes, there's two, but they kill that one.
Well, it bites Hector, but then the sheriff shoots the second crocodile with his
big gun
grenade launcher, and it explodes, Karen. Not quite as bloody as it probably should have been. It was pretty tame.
I said, well, that's a good, I have written, that's a good twist. I didn't think there were two. That got me. But that means there's babies.
Then Florida wildlife officers arrive. Cow walks away through the scene. And the cow comes out, so
we know the cow is fine.
Yeah.
Because it just wanders through.
And they bandage up the crocodile, Karen. They got bandages on the crocodile.
I know, like where they shot it.
Paramedics pick up Hector. Sheriff rides with him. I don't know. Jack and Kelly say their goodbyes. Kelly questions Jack about making the first move eventually.
Well, so they say their goodbyes, and Jack doesn't. He says, "Do you want to ride in the truck?" And somebody says, "Oh, we filled your front seat." And he's like, "Oh, I guess there's no room for you." And they
he doesn't say that.
Well, he just walks away. There's no room, and they look like they're going to part. And then she comes and knocks on the window and says, "Doesn't anyone in Maine make a move?"
Yeah.
And then he moves the stuff from his front seat so she can sit there. She gets
in the truck and they go for a beer, Karen.
Yes. She wants to know if the glasses are clean.
That sounds awesome to me. Go for a beer with Bridget Fonda.
Lucky Bill Pullman. Lucky duck.
Then we got to Betty White, Karen.
Yes.
Walking to the edge of her dock on the lake. She sits down and puts her feet in the water. And I'm like, oh, shit. But no, she starts throwing breadcrumbs, Karen. And then lots of little baby crocodiles come up.
She says, like I said, nibble mommy's toes.
But then we see the big crocodile on the back of a semi-truck driving away.
On flatbed. Like no water or anything. They're going to Portland, which is all the way across the country. But whatever.
The end.
The end. Oh, and just in case you were interested, no, a real crocodile has never established a wild population in Maine. Reports usually involve hoaxes, movie props, like from Lake Placid, or misunderstandings, as Maine's cold climate is unsuitable for crocodiles, though rumors persist online, often tied to the famous horror film. While American crocodiles live in South Florida, they don't naturally occur in Maine's freshwater lakes, and any sightings are almost certainly fake or related to the movie.
Nature adapts, Karen. All right, Karen, what'd you think of whatever this fucking cocktail
the crocodile cocktail.
Crocodile cocktail.
I think it's good. I think you should stop complaining about it.
It was very lemony, but it has since
you're a trooper.
Evaporated.
Yeah, you got through it.
I got through it.
Good on you.
I'm very parched though. All right, anything we learned today?
Maybe that's why it's called the crocodile, because it makes you want more. We learned about the Asian Pacific crocodile briefly, about Tom Jones's It's Not Unusual from 1965. Women make up about 20 to 25% of established paleontologists. Paleontologists study using fossils, and I Think I Love You by the Partridge Family. And what was the ecological term? I already forgot.
Keystone species?
Yes, the keystone species.
Oh, look at that. I read my own writing.
You're on fire today.
Everything's coming up, Greg. All right. I really like this film, though. I have to say that.
It was funny.
It was good. All right, Karen. Anyone you need to thank?
Well, we need to thank our listener. You know why, Greg? Because there are a lot of podcasts out there. We really appreciate when you spend time with us. What about you, Greg? Who are you going to thank?
I'm going to thank the band Verse 13 for providing all the music in the Scary Spirits podcast.
The music definitely makes the podcast better.
Anything else, Karen?
Please drink responsibly.
Yes.
Thanks so much for listening. Want to keep in touch? Check out our website, scaryspirits.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Scary Spirits Podcast. Find us on YouTube at Scary Spirits Podcast. If you have questions or comments, you can email us at info@scaryspirits.com. To help us grow the podcast, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. You know, we really do appreciate your support. And as always, please drink responsibly.